What's good, fam? We back in this thing. Ooh, we got one, Mr. Swiper. Swiper and Swipey. What's going on, fam? Man, we have had an eventful past week, man. I'm looking forward to see what this new week is gonna bring. And it's crazy because after the past week that we had, that's what made me think about what we was gonna talk about today. You know, God always has a way of revealing things to your boy. What's going on? The quicks is in the building. They do not be late. They be always on time because they quick with it. But nah, fam, this past week and some of the stuff that, I talked to some of the fam about in the comments and all that stuff, some of the one-on-ones. It was like, man, we need to be talking about forecasting. And I know when people think forecasting, we talk about the weather. That's going to be part of this conversation too, especially with the weather that's sweeping across right now. Man, Ned, I ain't even finna lie to you, fam. I've been waiting on this all week as well, man. Like it's something about talking to y'all on Sundays that just gets my week going started. It's like it finishes off the week, but also gets it started going at the same time, man. Like I'll be ready to talk to y'all, fam. It's like it feels like we having a family reunion. One day we're gonna have to set that up. Don't worry, we're gonna talk to the missus. We're gonna figure some things out because we're gonna have us a reunion around it or the start. I guess it'll be the start because it'll be the first one. Then we'll turn into some annual stuff. But anyway, let's talk about this forecasting because that's why I'm at the house right now. So when I was in Florida, it was lows coming up out that thing. But it was some weather. Like at the time when the lows was coming out, it was like tearing places like Arkansas up. It had already ran through like Kansas and Oak. It was hitting into Missouri, and I'm like, And it was like a couple of lows that went like to Colorado. You know, we ain't going to Colorado. Me. I'm not going to Colorado just yet. I know, fam, and some of y'all out there been all up in Colorado, Wisconsin. I'm not going there yet. We're getting close. The weather ain't where I want it to be because it's just something. I just can't put myself in some vicarious situations. Throughout my lifetime, I told y'all them times back in the day when I was, let's say, borderline to crash out. I did some things to put myself in some vicarious situations. And one of them things when I started coming closer to God, I was like, hey, I'm not going to put myself in certain situations if I can prevent it. And one of them, when we're talking about building this business, is weather. And so right now, the weather is currently sitting over places and going through places yesterday and today where I would have been sitting at, just as it was predicted, forecasted, I guess you could say. It was like right now it's sitting across Alabama, Mississippi, curved over across Georgia, all up through New York. I mean, not New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, the places that I saw lows going that I would have went. It was like 500 miles here, 700 here. And I would have been sitting there right now, which isn't a problem. But what I saw that was going on in like Kansas and Oklahoma, like the sitting water, like not just at apartment complexes, but on the road, period. Like right now, I-30 is flooded out. Like they're driving on one lane, all directions, squeezing across through I-30, and they're all going creeping slow. And it's like anything can happen in these situations. So I made an executive decision based off of their forecast. And that was me saying, I'm going to the house. Now, the crazy part about it, the part of Mississippi and all that, because, I was I-10, Florida to Texas. Where it's sitting at right now, it's actually hitting up I-10. First, it wasn't projected to be over I-10, be down that far. It was like the northern part of like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, like the northern part. But you can't predict every single thing. You can't predict the weather, especially. But it's sitting right across the bottom of I-10 too. So if I would have waited and been trying to drive today, or you know how we get down, like drive Friday, drive all day Saturday, so I can sit down Sunday so we can chop it up, I would have been in a situation. So it made me think about not just how, because some of the family were like, man, I didn't even think about the weather. And I was like, something. Remember I told you I'll be needing y'all because y'all say stuff that I don't think about sometimes because the stuff I went through in the past that makes my mind do that now. I sometimes don't take into account that other people, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm talking about, fam. Like you're not considering that somebody else might not be thinking about this particular situation. So I was like, hey, this is a part of business as well. So let's use this moment to talk about forecasting just for the weather, what we're going through. And I know it's some of y'all fam that's out there right now that's going through this weather, sitting in this weather, and some of you even live where you're getting hit at. And I want to let you know right now, fam, I'm praying for all y'all. I want nothing but the best. I hope nothing gets destroyed. I hope your homes are good. I hope if you're sitting there, your vehicles are good. I hope especially the freight, because nobody wants to pay that, but we'll talk about that in a second. But I also hope that if you're driving through it or got to finish driving through it, that your path is clear, because I want y'all to get everywhere safe and I want y'all to be safe. But before I keep going, I see these comments building up, man. Let's see. Yep, the quick said it too, man. We all be sitting. Y'all ain't by yourself. We all be sitting here waiting to talk on Sundays. I appreciate you, Ned. Ned said, I love your channel, because you are helping us in building a business the correct way. And that's what forecasting we're going to talk about today, Ned. That's what we're going to talk about, because it's going to be that. I hinted at it a couple times, but we're going to go a little deeper in it today about forecasting. Jay in the building. What's up? Much respect to you, man. You made it all the way back to Texas or Florida. I'm getting home. If nothing else is happening, man, I want you to get home and be safe as well, too, fam. Yeah, the Quicks posted about this weather on their channel. I told y'all should be following all of it. I tell you, if you got a YouTube channel and I don't know about it, tell your boy about it so I can go ahead and watch it. Because if you ain't watched one of them last reels from the Quicks, man, they made a quick 60 the other day. Man, I don't even know. I felt like you robbed them people. Man, them Quicks out there, basically, I feel like they robbed them the way they got that quick $60. That wasn't, man, before you can even snap your finger, they was loaded up and dropping off the load. Man, y'all robbed them people. I ain't mad at you, though. I likes it. Get that money, fam. Edgar, what's going on, fam? Man, been a long time. Navi back in it. We all in this thing, man. Ooh, 2J Curry's in that thing from the H-Town. H-Town is going live right now. Y'all don't know it. I know some people don't care, but I'm a sports guy, especially basketball is my heart. And them Cougs, don't get me wrong, I'm a Longhorns fan. But I'm going to always rep the home team. I don't care what nobody say. U of H, them Cougs, going to that championship. They in the natty, baby. And I want them to win. If they win, this city going to go bananas. But anyway, everybody checking in, tapping in. I appreciate y'all, fam. So let's talk about this for a second. We talked about forecasting. We talked about the weather, because we talk about pre-trips and all that. And you all supposed to, I know you be thinking like pre-trip or van. I know some people, because most of us hopping our daily drivers and nobody walks around, but we hauling cargo. We doing all that great stuff. So we already know the pre-trip to van. But another part of that pre-trip is knowing where your trip is going to go. And I tell y'all every time before I get on the board to even start looking, one of my things is I check the weather. So I know where I'm not going. Because your boy don't want to deal with stuff. Y'all know Mr. Get It There, baby. I likes to go straight there, no problems, no ifs, ands, or buts. But sometimes you get caught up in it. Y'all remember not too long ago when I was picked up in Iowa, going to Cali, I got caught in that windstorm and I had to sit still in Wichita. No problem. We still got the load down time. But part of forecasting is not just the weather. Let's talk on it from a business perspective. We always talk about that insurance that we hate paying on vehicles. We always talk, everybody's like always, hey, the meal. You got to have the meal to get the brokers to give you the load. But we never really harp on that cargo part, that 100K. And some brokers even want you, like I told you before, to have that 200, 250K. That is a way of them. Remember we talked about COI, the certificate of insurance, and those brokers that want you to put their name on it. Well, all that is wrapped up into them doing their part of forecasting in the event that something happens. Like, yes, we've been blessed, all of us. But you've seen those instances where it's a truck, a box truck, or even a cargo van that's on the side of the road, wrecked, broken down, anything can happen. And if that cargo gets destroyed, on top of that, when you file those insurance claims, that company wants their money for that product that just got destroyed. It ain't just free for all, like throw your hands in the air like, hey, it wasn't our fault. We good. No. So that's part of forecasting, but that's the insurance part that's kind of makes us do it, because we know we safe drivers out here and we don't plan on nothing happening. But now you got to look at the other part of that forecasting. Like I told y'all what made me dead head on, like that forecasting is, I can get it there probably can get there before the weather get there. But what if, because I've seen it, you've seen it, that flood water, because it ain't like we sitting up high like no 18 wheeler and all that. We in a cargo van. And nothing is seal proof. If water start coming up in that van and that product is back there, whether it's on a pallet or not, and it gets destroyed, now we got to file insurance claims. The van might be good. It might not mess up nothing because the engine sits a little high, but it's still going to get water damage. But now you got to take care of that cargo insurance. You got to file insurance claims to replace and take care of that cargo. Another thing that your boy didn't feel like doing. I told you before. I don't have to buy every lesson. I've seen it before. I've heard it before. I don't have to buy it if I can prevent it. But let's look at it from the business side of things when we're talking about forecasting. Because remember, I've been telling y'all for the longest, we not balling out on the cargo van money yet. We got to put it to the side. Don't worry, I'm going to let you know when. But we got to put it to the side for things that's going to happen in the future. And some of those things I haven't dived into yet because let's be honest. I know I'm that type of person. I know y'all might not be fan, but it's how my mind works. If I just laid it all out there at one single time, a lot of stuff is going to happen. It's going to cause a lot of questions to start getting asked because then you're going to want to know what I'm talking about. 2, it's going to take your focus off the beginning building stages because that's what I noticed a lot of people do. It don't matter who you is, no matter how old you are, it can be a kid. When you're looking at, let's say, content creation, people see the big shiny numbers at the end and be like, I want to get there. How do I do it? And they want to skip all the steps. So if I laid it all out to you right now, you would end up doing, because most of us do it, I'm guilty of it as well. We would skip steps, cut corners, trying to get to that end result of the forecasting, and we would make mistakes. But we're gonna drop a little bit now. Like we talked about insurance when we're talking about forecasting. So in business, remember I've told you before, the government and agencies like that, I told you about their fiscal year and the calendar year. Well, they also some businesses operate on 1 year, 3 year, 5 year increments. It's no different than countries. Like you think we just vote for president every 4 years. The president is on a 4-year increment. That means government of the United States operates in 4-year increments. There's other countries like Africa that does 10-year increments. There's other countries like Dubai that operates in 50-year increments. There's countries like China that operates in 500 and 500-year increments. That's why when you wonder how their countries work like they do, they're working in forecasted increments. In this cargo van business, and you can pick, now this one you can pick yourself if you're going to operate on a fiscal year or on a calendar year. Me personally, I operate on the fiscal year for the simple fact that that's the kind of way the flow of transportation works. It picks up at the what we would call the fourth quarter. That'll be the first quarter, that October, November, December. It picks up, it slows down right after holidays, and then that summer and spring, it just takes off again, and then they revamp it. That's how they operate. And so when we're talking about forecasting, and I've told you before to hold on to the ball and not money, because remember I told you first we got to get the business to 100K, then I'm going to show you how to get the 100K in your pocket. Well, forecasting, as I'm going to give you some snippets. Now, this better not drive y'all to start asking a million questions. I'm telling you now. I'm just giving snippets. We're not discussing it right now. So when we talk about the building the business, and again, this doesn't apply to anybody that doesn't want to build the business and it's all the way out completely. You can stay solopreneur, work for yourself, keep it right there. That's not a problem. You're not wrong. But for those that want to build a business all the way out, this is that next section. And it doesn't just apply to transportation. It applies to any and all business. So when we say hold on to that money, because when we get to a certain point, you ever seen those companies that say bonded and all that other stuff? Well, that's a different type of insurance on their company. So we're going to have us some business insurance outside of the van, but business, because the goal isn't to just stay doing OTR and working off the DAT board. We're building something. We're learning something, how these things move. That's why I tell y'all to talk to all the customers you can, because we're building something here. And so once you do all that networking and you learn how things work, we want to start getting to the point where we're our own carriers. We're like, we have our own business set up with other companies outside of the low board. So that will require you to have a separate type of insurance just for your business in the event that something happens. And then also in the growth of this business, let's be honest, If you're self-employed and you have a family and all that stuff, you have to start thinking about when we jump into providing medical insurance, dental insurance, all these things to take care of your family, because you are the owner of this business, you and your family. So all those things start coming into play, and you have to forecast those things. It's no different than when you forecast getting your oil changed every morning, getting your tires rotated every 60,000 miles. All this is the exact same thing when it comes to forecasting. So remember, we're going to eventually have to get business insurance. We're going to have to get medical and dental insurance. And got to also think, we can't drive these vans to the end of eternity. We got to start thinking of how we're going to start setting up these 401ks and this putting up money for when we retire. Like, all of that is involved in forecasting. I'm just giving you snippets. Trust me, I'm going to walk you through it when we get to those steps. And then if you depend on if you want to go with hiring employees and all that, we'll get to all that later, because that's a whole nother set of insurance and bringing them on, forecasting. And then you got to forecast to buy other vehicles or 1090. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you all that. But we're basically talking about forecasting. So hold on, let me take a break because I see y'all coming in here. I might be going too fast for y'all. Brother Neil, what's going on, fam? Jay said, what is your input into paying for more than one subscription for load boards? Thinking about 1, 2, 3 to go along with DAT. What do you use besides DAT? That's from Jay. So from my experience, because I talked to other people and, I told you the fam's in here. And we have I've asked this question to dispatchers as well. Depending on your load boards, there's a handful that have their own network. It's not many. I don't know many. But when you start looking at the most of the load boards you hear about, like Jay said, like the 1, 2, 3 and all that, they're all basically the same. Like the brokers put loads across all the load boards. So you're most likely going to see the same loads, unless they are a load boards that's kind of like Selectus. They get certain loads that aren't on the DAT load board, and the other ones. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot that are on both, because I've talked and had a conversation with dispatchers, and they're looking on Selectus at the same load that I'm looking at on DAT. So if you want to try it. I don't know all of the load boards, so I can't give you a specific one that might be different. But for the most part, from talking to the dispatchers and talking to the different brokers, they basically throw the loads across all the boards. That's what double brokering messes you up at. Like when I didn't get that load that was in Florida, they throw it across all the boards. And if somebody picks up whichever one they pick up on, we talk DAT, but a lot of drivers don't even use DAT. They might use 1, 2, 3. Some don't use DAT or 1, 2, 3. They just use Selectus. So the dispatchers and everything throw the loads across all the boards so it can hit all the available people. Because remember, it's all about numbers. Who can I get to take my load? So they want to optimize the most ability, and they put it across all of them, even though it's the same exact load. And it's just very certain times, depending on the load board owner and the connections that they have, that you might see loads that aren't across all of them because they're looking for specific drivers. But that all depends. It goes higher and few in between, but that requires a little more research. That's just from what my conversations with the individuals I had. Hey, Rich is in Sparks, Nevada, man. I was just out there. I know you loving it out there, man. Sparks, Nevada. If nobody don't know, Sparks, Nevada is basically Reno. They 4 miles away. That's a beautiful place. It's like baby Vegas. Vegas before Vegas. So it's amazing out there if you ever get up there. Navi says, are you also talking about insurance and bundling? Yes, Navi, because we was talking about forecasting. So insurance and bundling is 2 separate things. So basically, bundling is a different type of carrier. It's I don't know if y'all ever seen it on the load board. They'll be like, we need a bundled carrier. A bundled carrier basically means you have an insurance against your vehicle, your business, however you want to put it, where you're able to go. It's like a TWIC or a TSA, where you're able to go get certain stuff and carry certain stuff that you're almost saying you're taking liability for, but it's like you're going a little deeper behind the scenes. So say if something's, I'll give an example, at the border, and you're a bonded carrier, you can kind of get closer in there to go grab it versus somebody that might need to go through customs and all that other stuff. You're saying, I am capable, I'm insured, I can do that. So they're like the same, but they're a little deeper, because bonded allows you to go a little bit deeper into getting loads and carrying certain types of loads as well. Because some brokers want you to have certain type of bonded carrier, because it's like a special type of load is special to them or whoever the shipper. and they want to know that you went that extra, because all of this stuff is just going the extra mile. I want everybody to understand it. This is all going the extra mile. Like how we complain about insurance and all that, getting on that low board. That's because that shows the people that you're more serious about the business. Because think about it. If they just left insurance at like the regular car insurance, $49, $50 a month, $300 a month, everybody would get into it just to get into it and don't know what they're doing, don't know how to drive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like layers that they're just adding to make, it's not necessarily make it harder, but it makes it where you have to be serious about what you're doing to get into this business. And that's how you get paid a little more. That's why what we're doing with MCs and stuff, that's why it gets paid a little bit more than, say, gig apps. The same way a bundled insurance career could get paid a little bit more than somebody else that's just rolling off their regular MC. And as you start going, that's why reefers get paid more than people that aren't reefers, because it's another level of special care that gets you a little bit more money. The same with like TSA TWIC versus somebody that doesn't have it. They get to go get those lows. That's all it is. It's just adding another layer to your business that makes it where you can get a little more farther and get more lows that certain people couldn't get. You're basically standing yourself out. It's no different than saying I'm a nurse and I got certain certifications, or I'm an HR manager and you get certain certifications being HR. The more certs and stuff that you get behind your name on your business, it just proves more. So that's the same thing with bundled versus regular insurance. Yeah, let's see. Navi talking about corporate structuring. Yes. And so for lack of better words, yes, we're going to learn how to be, because I don't know. I've never even explained all my degrees, but basically that's what my degrees are, all the way up to doctorate. Like it's the way of what I do is in my degrees is basically I can build a business. They taught me how, on top of all the stuff I learned in the military. So now I'm basically sharing the knowledge that I've experienced, learned, and went through, because my wife, remember, I told you we had daycare. I'm basically putting all three together, and we're building this cargo van business together, because the way it's getting built, and I told you before, it's getting built this way because y'all just see me now, but we're building it. Remember, I told you, for the people that's coming behind it. So it's got to already be set up for them. And I'm going to teach. They're learning along the way too. Don't get it twisted. They're learning along the way too. But yes, basically corporate structuring. But it's phases to it. And like I told you before, everything takes time. You can't do it fast. It's not the way. It's no such thing as doing it fast. You can have all the money in the world and go buy a business that's already built, but there's no fast way of doing it. And like the quick says, business general liability is a must. And there's levels to that as well. They are totally correct. When it just starts with me and I'm the only one, it's just regular business general liability. But when it starts going bigger and they start adding on the family members, because I told you I got 3 boys, when it starts adding on family members and other people, it turns more and outside of general liability, because now you start having to cover your employee. Think about it, workers' comp, all that stuff gets brought into play. So yeah, it's getting built, because I love my family. If something happens and they can't work, we paying insurance. Hey, let them get paid. Like, let them get healed up the same way the next person is. We want everybody to win, so you got to set them up to win. Ned says, yes, I remember when you did the quote from Progressive for commercial insurance, and she asked you the question if you had business insurance. Ned, you was listening. I didn't think nobody caught that. I didn't really talk about it, because remember, we're not there yet. You can get it, but right now for what we do, and by me being the only driver, so mine is kind of set up a little different. You can look at yours, a little different. So retired military, so I already have medical insurance. My insurance is covered. So all I really need is the vehicle insurance. So operating right now in the current capacity, I don't need the business liability insurance yet. I'm going to need it as time goes on, because right now, for lack of better words, it's like my wife, she's good and all that, but when you factor in kids, and my kids are 8, my older 2 are aging out from under us, being able to be taken care of with military retirement insurance and all that, they're aging out. It's either 24 if in college, but if not in college, it's like 21 or 22. They're aging out. So we have to set them up. They got insurance with their jobs and all that, but hey, we're building a business over here. Get everybody involved. Let's see. Ned, are you talking about the average cost for insurance for like the business? Is that what you mean? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about the average cost for the business. Navi, if the goal is business, do you think it's better to start with an S Corp or an LLC courts for long terms, and LLC for test trial business. So, Navi, that's a good question. I suggest all of us LLC, because the thing with setting up your entitlement, how you set up your business, think of it this way: you can go up, but you can't come back down. So because we're so small and it's just us, like even though we're handling stuff in the cargo van or whatever business you're doing, we don't look no different than somebody that starts a t-shirt business. You see what I'm saying? Like we haven't got to the part where you go S Corp, because S Corp is when S Corp, C Corp, it's when you start adding in other factors. That's coming, especially when you add in people and all that other stuff. We just haven't got there yet. It's more so for tax purposes, but the tax purposes that we're under right now, we're not generating and bringing in certain things for tax purposes like that, because most of our stuff, we haven't even think about it. We're on 100K a year. So for the most part, most people, I think when I Googled it a long time ago, the average for a cargo van is people pull in like 50 to 70,000 a year. That we haven't even hit the level yet to even go S Corp. We're on LLC. We don't have other people. It's just us. Now, if you're one of those people that has multiple people already in the business and you're so far ahead, like you're past what I'm talking about, like you got multiple drivers, people working for you, all that great stuff. If you're one of those people, you're going to have to get the one-on-one until we get there. Go on, hit your ball for the one-on-one, and we can sit down, have 30-minute night or however long we need, and we'll talk about it in a one-on-one. I just don't want to throw it off everybody, but yeah, we'll talk about that. This is just right now. This is forecasting to get your mind on it. But it ain't going to be so that we stay on it. It's just so you have an idea, because remember, this all generated for watching the weather, because forecast isn't exactly saying that you're predicting or what's going to happen or you know what's going to happen. Forecasting is all it is just making you plan right now and take action right now to be prepared for the future, because everything can change. But we're preparing right now. This is just me dropping the nugget in your head for the ideas. No problem, Jay. Terry from fam, good to see you safe with this crazy man. I told you I was coming home, fam. I was coming home. I hope you out there safe too, Terry. Dirty South Radio talking about what's good. Talking about the rain storm in Mississippi. I told you in them comments. I said that's why I was sitting where I was at, man. You told me the wind was hitting you. You was good. But man, I'm telling you, man, if y'all are driving, just stop. It's blowing by. I'd rather you get the freight there a day late than you keep mustering through it and then you stuck somewhere and it turns into days, weeks, mess up your vehicle. Most importantly, your life. Ain't none of this cargo or freight that we carry and worth it. It really ain't. End of the day, your family would rather you find one of them car washes and pull into one of them stalls and just sit. I would rather you do that. Let's see. Tim, is it better to buy a business than just go get a van and start with? So, Tim, that's a good question. That all depends on you and your resources. It's two things. One, if you have the finances to just go out and write and buy a business, I don't see a problem with that. But that brings in the second thing. How well do you know the people that own the business? Because I say that for a simple reason, because have you ever read like reviews and stuff, and you can see where the reviews were like really, really bad, and then the business was bought and it started rebranding and doing something like making it better? Are you gonna have to go in there and, because think of it this way, if you go in there and buy somebody that already was doing bad business or didn't have good business, and you have to go in there and rebrand the business, that's gonna take just as long as starting it yourself. So it's up to you. If you know that person, like somebody you know, family member, friend, or something that's been running an outstanding business, and they got something that's like they trying to get out of it, they ready to retire, they done with it, and you can walk in and pick up where they left off. They already got employees, or depending on whatever type of business it is, I don't see a problem with it. The only thing is, look at it also from this way. Now, this one, I don't know. You're going to have to do the research on this, because my mind never thought of it, because I didn't plan on doing it. If you're buying somebody that's in the transportation business and you're taking over their business, how does that work with the MC and all that stuff? Because all that stuff is linked to that individual. Because when they put that MC and the FMCSA releases it out and everything, that thing has your phone numbers tied to it, your emails tied to it, your names tied to it. We've had lows that we couldn't get because we had to get the phone number updated because the phone number wasn't matching, because it was like most people, you start out, you get the what's that, the voice phone, like a Google phone or something like that, that's already, and we had to switch that out, and like it wouldn't give loads because certain things weren't matching up. And then the insurance policies have to match up. Like, I don't know how that works in the transportation side. You have to let me know that one, because if you buy business and transportation, how would it go for switching everything over? I know if you got to make a correction on your information, it costs you money to make corrections with FMCSA if you need to change something. So then we're back to square one. If I got to pay FMCSA to change all this stuff, then it's like me buying it for myself again. So I don't know. It depends on how you want to go do it. I don't know. It depends. Me personally, I'm going to start it myself unless the business is really handed down from somebody like a parent, a spouse, a sibling. Like, it would have to come like that for me to be like, hey, I'll take it over, like family business already. But just somebody else, I don't know if I would do that. But hey, I'm not knocking nobody that do. I want you to get it how you get it. Yeah, drop that load in the morning, fam. Jay says, I have business insurance and a dispatch company asked to be added for me to come along. I think it's Fox Carriers. I have both type of insurance, but not bundled yet. So yeah, most carriers I've seen, like, they're gonna want to be added to your insurance because it's the same thing with the broker. They're just the broker. So what I explained about the broker want to be on your COI, it's the same thing. So most people, that's nothing uncommon, Jay. You're actually doing it right. Bundled insurance, I'm not even finna lie. If we're just starting out, don't even worry about bundled insurance yet. It's not even nothing that you need to worry about. Let's get some more experience under our belt. Most of the time when you see the bundled, like, it's in transportation, but most of the time it'd be like the electricians, the plumbers, like bundled companies like that. And they've been in business for years. You know how they'd be like, since 1902. And that's those type of people. Like, we don't have to worry about that right now. I was just using that as an example. Navi is like, I'm definitely doing. Navi say he definitely doing another one-on-one. Fam, I'm here for you, man. I got you. Let's see what else. I'm trying to keep up. Y'all going fast. Dirty South, man. You got 2 hours left to drive, and you better be safe out there, fam, because I know you're moving. Trying to get that load dropped off in the morning. You stay safe out there, fam. I see you, Ty, up in Columbus, Ohio. How did that weather do up there, man? I'm talking to Ty. How did that weather do up in Columbus, fam? Because I had a couple of loads that popped up that was going up there, but it had already flooded out certain parts of Ohio. And I was like, hey, I'm not from there. So I had only been up there twice. And I'm like, I don't know those particular parts. And I'm like, I wasn't taking the chance going up there. So how are you doing up in that weather, man? I know it came through there like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. Antonio. Good evening. What's going on, fam? First of all, I admire and love your educational videos. Every day I watch them, you're a great motivator. Man, Antonio, somebody motivated me, and I'm just they say pay it forward. I'm just doing my part, man. If you understood my purpose, I know my purpose is people, for the lack of better words. And so anything I can do to help, I'm always trying to help. Jay says, how important is getting the bill of lading signed when it comes to brokers trying not to pay? The money they promised you at the beginning will take all the input the family had. So when you get that BOL, and it's like first the rate con, whatever that rate con is to say they're gonna pay. Once you get the BOL and it's signed and you dropped off the cargo, it's only a couple of factors that should affect them paying you. One, did the cargo get damaged or anything like that? Two, were you supposed to be tracking and they put in the rate con, all this stuff. Like if you're supposed to be tracking and you're not tracked, they're not able to track you and it's you're doing because you won't turn it on, they can dock you pay. If it's late, they can dock you. Like, if none of those situations handled, I don't see a reason why they should be holding up the load. But that goes back to what we were just talking about. When I said about me not wanting to move the freight to bad weather because things can happen, that also goes in reverse. If you know without 100% shadow of doubt you did what you were supposed to do and you dropped that cargo off in time, it wasn't damaged, you have your rate con saying the promised rate and all that. Remember, these brokers have MCs as well. Now, I will talk to them first, but you can also do an insurance claim against them. The same way they can do it against you, you can do it against them for non-payment. It goes both ways. Like, you can file an insurance claim with that MC. with their MC, because it should be on there, whether it be email or on the rate con, all that stuff, their MC is on there. You can file an insurance claim against a broker if they're not paying, but make sure you dotted your I's and cross your T's and make sure you didn't do anything wrong and that you got it there. But I would also talk to them first and let them know, like, hey, we're seeing to keep hitting the wall, just trying to conduct business, finish this transaction out. We got the shipment there. There was no problems, no errors. It got there on time, no damage to the freight. Is there anything that you're seeing on my end that's making you change your mind about the pay? I got the rate con. This was the agreed upon amount. And if they're going back and forth, say, I understand. I'm not trying to take up more time of your day. I want you to continue to have a good day. Just want to give you a heads up. I will just take it to legal matter and let the insurance get involved, and we'll provide all the documentation and paperwork to them. Normally, when you get through saying all that kind of stuff, they either going to most likely want to just go ahead and pay because they don't want the insurance claim, and they might be done with it and just go about their business. But make sure you cross your I's and dot your T's. Antonio, one question. How much are you doing per week? That ranges. That's what's so great about this game. It sucks depending on, but like this week was the lowest week. Even though the low paid $1,800, I told y'all in the video. And remember, I'm a round up person because I always rather it looks like I have less in my pocket but more, but I round up. So after I rounded up all the prices on the gas and everything and not going nowhere to even adding $100 total we got for the load that left out of Fort Myers, Florida, that was going back to Houston before we got there. After I rounded everything up, gas-wise and hotel and all that stuff, it came out to like $800 when I rounded everything up. It was closer, not gonna lie, it's closer to like $950, but since I rounded up all the other ones and it rounded up to like $400 or something, I said that backwards, I'm sorry. It rounded up, the last part was 400 or 700, then round up. So it came down to like 800, but it was really actual numbers, like down to the dollar, it was closer to 950. But I just said 800. But that was the lowest week. I started on Tuesday because I bought that load from up there in Reno by Sparks. I bought that load from up there because I had to get to the house for the son. Bought two because we had to take care of some business. But I didn't leave out. So it was basically a Tuesday. I came home, got home on Friday. So it basically took my Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because I took Friday to drive back. So on them 3 days, but that was the lowest week. Before that, on average, right now, so far throughout this year, we're averaging around over 2,000 a week. But remember, I've never told y'all this, forecasting. Remember I told you, first quarter, which is the fourth quarter, but the first quarter of the fiscal year, that's when it jumps. And then the second quarter, which is the first quarter of the calendar year, that's when it takes a little lower. Us is spring, like it's still lows out there. But our season is coming. We some late spring, summer, fall babies. That's when we get to work. That's our little season because that's when that's when cargo start pumping out. People on vacation, people doing all that stuff. We are late spring, summer, fall. So get ready. And I already knew this, so that's why I'm not tripping on the numbers. That's why I know the 6 figures coming. We finna get busy. So hey, whatever you got going on, start prepping yourself because we finna get busy. Let's see. Andrea. What's going on, Andrea? Out here representing the female owner operators in Texas. What's going on? Hey, we in Texas, baby. Hey, we love Texas. You know, every time somebody say Texas, I'm going to show extra love. I love us out here. You're right, Andrea. This business is for hustlers. That's why the week thing, don't set. That's why we said don't ball out on the cargo van money yet. Because right now, because we're not all the way in control. We're still dependent on the brokers and that board. Don't ball on it yet, because as we continue to build the business and we continue to break down other things, we're going to get to the point where we have our own shippers and all that lined up. Like when you see people say direct carrier, and it's their business. I'm not talking about the ones that run for 3PLs or because I want everybody to get blessed. I'm not talking about the ones that were blessed out the gate because they knew somebody networking. I'm just saying in general in business, because I told you before, it takes time. You're gonna have to build up that reputation. That's the other reason I said make the videos back when we talked about it in the marketing video, because when somebody goes to check up on if they want to work with you or not, you have a index of files of all the loads you've been taking, and they're like, hey, I wouldn't mind working with you, BG Bob. Thank you. We see your track record, because remember, there's no way to draw a resume up for us. What you gonna do? I took a load from this place to this place and this place to this place and this place on this date. Like, there's no real resume track record. if that makes sense. We're all out here as entrepreneurs. It's not like we get in awards to show we're doing this amazing stuff. So you have to find ways to build your own resume. That's why I told you in the marketing video that we did a while back, make the videos. Told you about the business cards. Put the QR code on the business card because we hustling out here. You got to be able to go get it. Let's see, Andrew. Hey, talk to him, Andrew. That's Jay talking to you. I see y'all, fam. I'm catching up because y'all in this thing talking to each other. You ain't late to the party, fam. That's WPR. You ain't late. You always on time. I don't know anybody that takes loads for one reel. If somebody in the fam knows, go ahead and let Navi know. I don't know anybody that takes loads for one reel. Look at the quicks are already on it. They work last mile. Yeah, that final mile is amazing. We'll get to that, but we ain't on it yet. Jay says, give more details about the late and who determines what the late fee is. So I will never get to see the final paperwork, but thank you. You definitely gave me the great advice. So the late, so normally when you do a rate con, which I guess that goes back to the dispatcher you got, when they do a rate con, they put on there like the pickup time, the pickup date with the window. It might say 8 to 12. And then the drop-off time might say the very next day, whatever that date is, with another window, 8 to 12. Now, say you show up not within the 8 to 12 window, but say you show up the next day after that. And it's like, hey, you showed up late. On that same said rate con, it has numbers on it that'll be like, if you're not tracking, it's minus $200. If it's late, it's $100. Like, you have to be able to see the rate con to see what those fees are that they're putting out that they would dock you, because the rate con is going to tell you, they put it in a rate con what they're going to dock you for. The only thing you check sometimes like on rate cons, they don't put the actual total amount. Some say the total is 150. That's like the going rate. But if they don't put it on there, it's like you're almost at the mercy of the broker, and that kind of, it's not fun, but it all depends. But you got to look at the rate con to even have an idea what it is. And Jay says it's one reel like OTR. It's like a gig app kind of thing. Andrea, Virginia bound trying to get this load dropped in the morning. Hey, you be safe out there, Andrea, because the weather is still there and it's going towards Virginia. If you headed that way, if you haven't caught up to it, you're gonna catch up to it because it won't be gone by the nightfall. It's still creeping across real slow, and you got to go through it to even get to Virginia. So take your time going through there. Like I tell everybody, if you don't already have it, download the Weather Channel app. Most phones do it. I just like the Weather Channel app, and it allows you to it shows you the map, and you can put it to 24 hours out. The paid version is 72 hours, but I'm not paying for that. 24 hours out, and you'll be able to see 24 hours out as the weather moves across. So, Andrea, download the Weather Channel app. Yeah, appreciate you, quick state Navi on it. Like you dropping them. Man, that's what I love about y'all. Y'all be helping each other out, especially before I can get to you. Dirty South say after 12 days, make 3,200. That's 50-50 split. Hey, that's good. 3,200 in 12 days with a 50-50 split. That, I'm telling you, man, you can make the money in it. You just got to go get it. It ain't going to come to you. Rich said, everybody worried about these tariffs. It ain't nothing we can do about it. It ain't nothing we can do about it. I know we talked on it before, but it ain't nothing we can do about it. Brother Neil said, what do you think about the new AI dispatch systems? That changes 2% of your rate. It's called Hey Bubba. It's made in Austin, Texas. I haven't seen that yet. I'm gonna have to go look that up. Brother Neil. I haven't heard about that. I'm gonna look into that. Cause that would I don't know. I have to check in that AI system that dispatches. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up because I don't know how that'll work. Do they talk on our behalf? Do they know what we want to say? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna find out. What does it say? Carl Steven? Yeah. Pictures before and after we'll get you. Got to take pictures. I take video and pictures. So when y'all see me and out there with the video that y'all see, I take videos and pictures. Fun with Fendal. What's up, fam? You got a long haul tomorrow, man. Get you some rest. Where's going, Fendal? You stay safe on that road, man. You going east or west? Dang. Cargo van chick says she just dropped Progressive. They raised her insurance from $397 to $800. Signed up with State Farm. Now I'm paying $360 a month. Yeah, that's a big leap. That's a big leap. Passport man, this company want to pay me $1.50 a mile. Look into it. I seen somebody. They almost got scammed by that. Like, what's the company name? Who is the company? I haven't heard of Brunpe. That's the name of the company, fam. I haven't heard of Brunpe, BRONPE. Look it up. Look if they got an MC number. So when you want to look into a company, they also, I didn't even think to tell y'all that. So when you want to look into a company to see if the company is a good company or a verified company, all these companies have to have MC numbers. I don't know if y'all remember when you signed up, it said carrier, broker, and all that stuff. All these companies have to have MC numbers. So when you're looking them up, you can look up if that company is verified or not, if they have MC, and then you can check their reviews and all that stuff. So look into it that way. And because what they're doing right now, one of the scams that's going on is they're trying to mirror like let's say Landstar. They're trying to mirror off like their Landstar, and you're thinking they're good to go, but they're not from Landstar. They won't be Landstar. They have a different name, but it'll mirror like it is. And that's the scam that they're running. So if you're going to jump on, make sure you look up that MC. Call FMCSA if you have to, because they'll know if somebody scam, people complain and all that stuff. Let's see. Well, man, Jay, appreciate you. Got to show the love. Man, appreciate you, Jay, for showing love, fam. I ain't even mad at it. I appreciate you, man, as always. As always. Let's see. Dirty South saying my CPM is just gas, no other. Well, it's not all the bills. You got the insurance in there. So your insurance, if your van is paid off, your CPM will be your insurance and the gas. But remember, when you're doing CPM, it's fixed and variable. So your gas is basically variable unless you make a number like what I did. I just made $3,000 my number for the month, even though I haven't hit it yet. But that's way, remember, I told you I round up, so I rather put have extra money on the side. So I put even though gas is variable and even though oil change is variable, I'm averaging the oil change a month. So I just put it in my fixed cost. So my gas, insurance, oil change, all that is fixed. And I also put my maintenance in fixed too. So even though I always put more in there, I already set it up where $250 a month goes into my fixed CPM. And that's where I did the calculation. So remember, when you're building a business, that's part of forecasting. I'm forecasting so certain things go in fixed versus variable. So variable is insurance, variable is gas, variable is maintenance. I put it in there because I'm making a fixed cost, because when you're building a business, you got to have, I guess you could say, that collateral. They call it all types of things, play money, all kinds of stuff. But you got to have that money that's already over there that is just building a business. You don't want your business built because you got to remember, have to have multiple bank accounts. You don't just want your business to have the business cost in it, then the savings cost, and then whatever other costs you're doing. You don't want it to just be a set number. You want that number to continue to grow. But if you set your CPM to just that basic number, that account that you operate out of for business, because you don't want to use your maintenance account. You don't want to use your savings account for that forecasting in case something happens, like say, an insurance claim. That's why we said business insurance. I know we ain't got that yet. I'm just tapping into it. You want to have that emergency money set out. So in order to have that, you have to have your business bank account that's going to be your operational cost for whatever going on for the day to day. If you set your CPM to just the exact basic to your car note insurance, whenever something happens, you're going to have to go dig into that other account. That's why I say don't ball out on the cargo van money because you want to continue to build it. It's no different than, that's why we talked about cost of living expenses. Add it into your CPM together to have the tools to know how much your minimum you can run for per mile. And that way, think about your personal expenses. When you pay your bills and you set up your savings account, you don't let your checking account go to zero, because you got to be able to operate out of that thing and not just pull money from your savings account every time something goes wrong. So when you set up your CPM, make sure you add that little extra in there. Appreciate it, WPR. He just was showing love, man. Appreciate you for showing love, man. Y'all, man, I like y'all make your boy feel special over here. Andrea said that I might not be saying it right, but Brunpay puts out a lot of loads. I haven't seen it. I haven't even looked it up yet. So y'all, hey, talk about it. Let each other know. I haven't done it. So Navi said, do you know about driver scores and credit regarding insurance rate offers? So I don't know all the details behind it because I've never done insurance. I just know the little bit that I have. And this is just my research is surface level. It goes into tickets, what type of tickets like speeding over 10 miles, reckless driving, like all those DUIs, like all those different types of tickets. Each one affects differently. Like when they say you get points against your license or certain things, all that stuff affects your insurance rate regarding trying to get insurance offers. I don't really know about credit because I didn't go that route because I haven't had that to think about it or look at it, but we can look at it together. We can figure it out together. Rich said, can you talk tow mode, when to or not to use? So for me, I know what you're talking about because I had to use it. So if I'm driving and I'm on flat surface, like for example, I-10 from Houston all the way to Florida, it's flat. I would not need tow mode. But say I get to a hilly part, like, I don't know, New Mexico, the top of New Mexico, to Colorado, certain parts of California. Like when you get to going up and down hills and you feel that pull. Me personally, for my rule of thumbs, I look at it in 1,000. So depending on the hill, because I know certain hills, if I got like 2,000 plus pounds back there with me, I start hitting the tow mode. Then going up and down the hills. Take yourself out of cruise control. Don't do cruise control in hills. That'll tear your transmission up. I don't know how fast. Take it out of cruise control. Let it drive itself. Pace yourself going down the hill, but tow mode going up the hills and all that stuff when I'm going in and out. If that don't make sense, let me know. The review was, Brother O'Neill said the review was Trucking Made Successful. Yes, if you don't know Trucking Made Successful, that should be part of your research. She's a young lady. She gives amazing information. Go look at her channel. So Dirty South just proved my point what I was saying about gas. So he did 5 loads, made 3,200 and only spent 700 in gas. We're using unleaded fuel. I know the gas prices fluctuate, but when I told you, I said I put 3,000. It's just stacking up. So the 700 gas, I've ran out for example, for him to go 3,200. I don't know. He said it took 12 days. That's almost half the month. 3,200, if you're getting $1 a mile, let's say that's 3,200 miles. But then when you factor in how much it costs the deadhead to go get the miles that go to deadhead to get the loads, depending on the miles, it can be 10, 20, 50, 100. But let's just round. I always go high end to make the number easy. Let's just say 800. That makes 4,000 miles basically. Dirty South can come in on that a little more. That's 4,000 miles, $700 in gas, probably add another half of that, so $300 or so $1,000 to go 4,000 miles. It doesn't take as much. It's just I go high end on the stuff. Jay says it's so competition in Arizona with not many loads for vans. You usually have to go for about 60 cents a mile, but the goal is just get a load to Texas or Cali. So don't look at it that way because they do pop up unless you, I take that back. I'm sorry. If you're dealing with a dispatcher or a courier service, then maybe. When you're doing yourself and you're dispatching yourself, it might not, you could get it at $1, but if you have to take the 90s some cents, like, yeah, I understand that. But yeah, dispatcher courier, you might be at 60 cents. But remember, that's about you understanding your CPM. What works best for you? Because if that number does not work for you, you're not driving for free. So say your CPM and your COL together is 60 cents. That means that 60 cents to get you out there, pay for your business and to pay for your personal life. But if your CPM and your COL combined is 70 cents, that just taught you a lesson. If all you see is 60 cents in Arizona, that means you need to stay out of Arizona. You see what I'm saying? Like, remember I told you the places I'm not going to go and won't go because some places you got a deadhead all the way up out of there and some places just not giving you the rates you need. Like, for example, me, after going up there, I learned I'm not going to really go to Northern California, because to get up out of Northern California is going to have to take a little bit of hit. I can get out and still make money, but out of the San Francisco, Sacramento, I can get out and still make money, but it wouldn't be the same. But here's the kicker. If I'm in Northern California, I can take a load that's going, because they always got loads going to like Washington, Oregon. I can get up there. See what I'm saying? But I'm not ready to go up there yet. I don't want to go this time of year. So it all depends on where you want to go. Let's see what else y'all got. So Andrea says she did a load from Brumpy. They do want to pay a bit lower than others. The bidding is very competitive. The RPP Express, they are getting okay. So yeah, RPP Express would definitely look into that. Get into that, Jay. Check, make sure they good. Kima said, no cruise control for me. Don't cry, fam. Don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. We still love you. I'm Tommy said I'm supposed to start MJ Transportations. Anyone heard of them? I can't find no reviews on them or nothing. So, fam, if y'all heard of MJ Transportations, hey, let us know what you got. So Dirty South say he in a diesel Sprinter tank and get 605 miles full tank. Big boy Sprinter. I know what you're talking about. I'm one of them big boy Sprinters. So when you think you got I got the biggest Ram they got. And so it looks big. Looks good. I was at the hotel. Dude checked in. And after that, he parked his Sprinter 2 spots away from mine. Because, we parked in the place where we can not have cars running around and accidentally hit us. He parked that big boy Sprinter next to that big boy Ram. And that big boy Ram didn't look like a big boy Ram. The big Sprinter, I'm not talking, I know y'all seen the Sprinters go down the street. But that big one, the biggest one they got for us. He was taller than Chip. The nose of him, because we was backed all the way in, the nose of him stuck out about another, I want to say foot or two, by another 2 feet. And he was about a foot or two taller than Chip. And the way I was standing, it was like the Ram right here, the car, you see how my hands just did? That's what it looked like. The Ram right here, and knee punk right here. Couldn't even see old Chip. Man, I know what you're talking about, Jay. I ain't mad at you. You ain't have to throw no shots at Chip, man. We out here, we trying to get the money with you big boys too. Jay say he had a broker tell. You know what? I didn't know why this just not crossed my mind. This might help everybody. I'm sorry. I told you my mind don't work. Because so what happened was somebody asked a while back about the questions that show up after the fact. That do they show up? And for some reason, they say they show up as you're watching the live. They don't just put them back in the comment section so you won't even see them. So to help everybody out, let's just start throwing up. No, sometimes I'm slow too, fam. Let's see. Jay said he had a broker. This isn't the question. Broker tell him Arizona, the neighbors for only want to pay pennies. Yeah, don't pay pennies. Brother O'Neill. Okay. Let's put this up. Brother O'Neill say he does his finances like this: gross 15% tax, 30% bills, the net 50% war chest. For any upcoming, so the war chest is that when I told you let your business account stack up, that's what he's referring to. 30% myself and 20%. That's actually a good place. I'm gonna leave that up there for a second, so somebody y'all want to take that down. But that's actually a good way of putting your money away. It's basically what I'm saying, but he broke it down in percentage. Like that's a good way to do it. Like it's basically the same. But remember what I told you: break it down like that, but have it in different accounts. It's kind of you can't really. Because obviously your personal account and your business account, we know those are separate. But say your business has a business checking, then you have a business savings. You could put the war chest money in the business savings, or you could put your maintenance in there. And then you just want to have a separate one for whatever you're going to do. A separate one could be the taxes. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to mix your taxes up with your business money. Separate them. It's like, yeah, that's a good. Appreciate that, Brother Neil. Can you, Rich said, I see. I almost forgot that fast. Rich says, "Can you talk power inverters for power and electronics? Good ones." So, Rich, this is one that fam. I need y'all to jump in here because everybody that know me, I haven't had a need for power inverters for the simple fact I didn't build a van out for me to stay in. I'm going to the hotel. But I have seen people, and this is because I just like to go down YouTube. What do you call it? Rabbit holes. I've seen the people on YouTube that live in the van life and all that. I've seen them use the what's it called? Jumping jack power? I forgot. It's black and orange. I've seen different ones. So fam, if y'all know how to help Rich, throw some in there and throw what type of power and power inverters and everything you use for electronics. I'm putting this up there just because you said it. I'm not doing Chip no way, man. Chip is my boy, man. We go through some things. Like, that's my boy, Chip. And for those that don't know, I call him Chip. I don't know if y'all remember my old school. I watch a lot of movies. He's Blue Chip. He's blue, so Blue Chip. Because his name is Chip, because me and him going to the championship together, baby. We get it there. That's where we come from. So his name is Blue Chip. We just call him Chip for short because me and him going to the championship and all y'all going to it with us. But yeah, Chip, that's my boy. I ain't gonna do him like that. He know we get down. We get down. Let's see. This is Navi. Any opinion on modifying cargo vans to all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive? I'm not even finna lie to you, Navi. I never was a car person like that. I like cars. Like, you talk old schools, we can go talk old schools all day long. I'm from Houston. We gonna slab out some stuff. But outside of that, I've never like been a car guy. So I don't know. They built the van like that. They know what the purpose of it was to deliver cargo. That's the way they built it. Who am I to tell the engineers that they're wrong? So I haven't even thought about how that modifying it out and all that is just which one you want. Gas, diesel, and how big can I go? So no. Anybody else want to know that? Navi got you. Navi want to know what's y'all opinion on it. So pause. Just so y'all know, Paul Smith said AZ and Florida are two of the worst markets. Don't forget Cali. Like if you go LA part of Cali, all of them are on there, you good. But after that, you got to get up out of there. And I'm not talking because of the amount of loads. So remember we talked about it. Cali and Florida, I don't even know what it is. They just on some 50 cent a mile thing. Like they start low and want to get no higher than 50 cents a mile. So they come out of there. Don't get me wrong. They do come out of there. It's just the volume isn't as high. The volume is high coming out of there from other states. Like you'll get loads coming out, but it's not a high volume. Let's see. Because I see y'all. I'm saying that because they even they're talking. Y'all are answering each other questions. Man, y'all covering everything. I ain't even got to talk. I'm gonna sit here and read y'all because y'all having a better conversation over there. But why y'all didn't tell me y'all was having such fun in these chats? There you go, one. Jamar said, can you tell me what states are hard to get out of? And my authority is 50, 45 days old and having a hard time with brokers on load. Do I need to take anything? So to be honest with you, it's because of that 45-day thing. It's nothing you can do about it. Like I say all the time, it's timing. Timing is all that you can do in this business. To be honest with you, the best way I can recommend it, and this is it's going to sound kind of backwards. For somebody with a new authority, what I've noticed, when you're in those locations that a lot of vehicles like box trucks, 18-wheelers, cargo vans don't come through, you have more success getting those brokers to give you loads. Like, for example, when I was in Reno, and you could tell, remember I tell you, watch your surroundings. There's not very many 18-wheelers, box trucks, cargo vans just driving through that area of Reno. So when loads pop up, they weren't even getting that far into it because they just needed up out of there. It's certain parts of Phoenix, like not many vehicles drive through like Flagstaff. Like they're there, but versus if you're in Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, I've been in Arizona. When you're in Arizona, Flagstaff, not very many vehicles. Like a lot come through there, but not at a high enough volume, such as like a Phoenix. Same with Georgia. Like when you're in Atlanta, it's a lot of us. When you're in certain parts of Texas, like Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, it's a lot of us. But when you're in those places that are in the middle, that's why you always want to keep your eye open. That's why I say you might have to deadhead to go get something. So say you're somewhere and it's like, say I'm in Dallas and a load pops up in Midland and Odessa. That's like 4 hours away, 3-4 hours away. It's about 200, 300 miles, guesstimate, depend. That's when that deadhead, that tank of gas, when those lows pop up, you want to hop on those because those are the ones that people that got matured MCs and getting that money, they ain't got to go nowhere. They're going to get the ones in Dallas while you sitting there struggling getting the ones in Dallas. But it's nothing you can do about that. Just keep that in mind. But other than that, it's just going to take time. But as far as states and hard to get in and out of, keep this rule of thumb. Midwest is going to be working. It works in Midwest. Across the, what's it called? Georgia, North Carolina, East Coast, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Memphis, all that right up in there, they get work. A lot of stuff goes into Florida. We already talked about it. Hard to come out. A lot of stuff goes into Cali. It's hard to come out. It all depends on the states. And the way you could do this, the best for you, is look at a lot of state laws. Like state laws tell you, like California with the emissions and all that lighter stuff, they don't even want coming in there because they don't want to deal with it. But all that plays a factor. So yeah, this when it comes to that, it's not really a drop dead, don't go here. Like for example, South Dakota, North Dakota, they're not known for making stuff. So that'll come out across the United States in bulk. So stuff will go into South Dakota, North Dakota, but a lot of stuff coming out because there's not a lot of people there. Wyoming, the population of Wyoming is like 500,000 for the whole entire state. So it's not actually a lot of stuff coming out. Stuff will go in to help them, but not a lot coming out. So think of it on that level. Boy, y'all is in here talking. Boy, this is why I like y'all. This is what this. See, this is why this thing was built. So we can help each other because y'all are in there helping. Y'all are helping each other out. So, hey, fam, what's the best cargo van to start with? It's all about personal opinion. I can't even lie to you. It's about personal opinion. Like me, I'm always, because I walk in the back. So for one, it needs to be tall enough for me. And the great thing about it, I'm going to get the high roof. Because I don't believe in limiting my opportunities. But again, this is starting out. I'm not saying if you go get like a Econoline van, I'm not saying it won't work. It's just you won't be able to take certain opportunities because the pallets are too tall. So that's what I looked at it when I got it. But outside of that, it came down to diesel and gas. Like we've already had the foreign cars, and I didn't feel like dealing with the maintenance. So that eliminated Sprinter for me. So then it came down to Ford and Ram. And to be honest with you, like I said, it all came down to me sitting in the seat, and I felt more comfortable in the seat of the Ram than I did the Sprinter. Than I did the Ford. So it's all personal preference, man. All personal preference. Yeah, WPR, go get some rest. All y'all that's getting that bag, go get some rest because we almost done anyway. It was crazy. Ty, yeah, hit me up, Ty. It wasn't nothing, fam. He was just saying he want to get in the business. Hit me up. We're gonna make sure. I didn't think I did it beforehand, but we'll make sure the link gets in there for the one-on-ones. Look, that's why I love that. See, everybody telling WPR, good night, WPR. Get some rest, fam. You gotta get some rest. Look at that migrants in here. What's going on, family? I was wondering because I was like, this ain't like you. Your name would have popped up already. So Andrea says that, I'm going to put it up there. Another great carrier to work for is Hippix Logistics. Y'all see this, right? So the reason that thanks, Andrew, we appreciate you. The reason that I appreciate it, because we talk all the time. When you're new coming in this game, when you come into this game, it's only a certain couple ways. Remember, I told you, try to get all the gig gaps you because believe it or not, once you get them, they work in other locations. And also look into the different carriers because your MC has to mature. I remember I told you the only thing with a carrier is make sure it's not an exclusive carrier because if exclusive, that means you don't get to keep your own insurance and let your MC mature. You have to run under their MC and their insurance. So you're basically just working for them because your MC will never mature for you to get from under them. So yeah, run with carriers that are not exclusive. Get all your gig apps. If you got some local stuff, you can do local. And this is for the individuals that want to go like local, regional, OTR, those kind of drivers. If you just want to start another business, all this information we talk about still works the same for business, period. It just has a different name. Like we refer to CPM. We refer to CPM. That's the same thing as operating cost. It's the exact same thing for another business. So it all depends on how you look at it. I'll put this up because somebody asked about it. Dirty South says he's have a 3,000 watt 6 inverter. It powers the computer and the internet because he has internet, and he also said that he's gonna be real soon having internet. And when he does, he's gonna let us know if y'all need help with getting internet in your van or whatever type of vehicle you got. Nolan, I just got my LLC and EIN, but just have a pickup truck. There are certain places that work with pickup trucks, different carriers as well. As you work your way up, gig apps as well. Like, remember, it's time. You don't have to have it all in the beginning. A lot of these things work. I've seen people pull up with pickup trucks that have lift gates on the back. Like, do what you got to do, fam. We're going to get it. But don't worry, just do what you got to do. It's somebody out there that's doing. We see it all the time. It ain't no different than a hot shot. Pickup truck with a hot shot. Saying what type of trailer you can get. I've seen all types of things. So you might get into with a pickup truck. I don't know what size it is. You might get into a power only thing. If your pickup truck's strong enough and big enough, get into power only and look into like how to move boats. There's a niche for everything. Like there is literally, I didn't go no deeper into it, so you'd have to do this. Where they use power only, that's what that means on the low board, power only. But you can be the one that moves other people's stuff, like say boat movers. A lot of people, believe it or not, buy boats but don't know how to move those said boats. People with money. So get into that. Move people boats all over the United States. I've seen people get in the business of moving fifth wheels and all that for RVs and all that stuff. Get into the business. You don't have to have the same thing. All the business principles work exactly the same. Just you pick your niche. And if you need help, that's what the 101 for. That's that extra that you can tell me exactly what you're talking about so I can know. See, Ned even asked you what type of work you're trying to do. So Jamar says he used dispatchers, but I keep missing loads because I bid 80 to 90 cents per mile. How do I secure more bids with them? There's nothing when it comes to dispatchers. There's nothing really you can do. The only thing I suggest, for one, find out how much the dispatchers are also bidding, because sometimes you might say 80, 90%, but 80, 90 cents a mile, but I see same dispatchers add an extra 5, 10, 15, 20 cents on top of that for them to get a little extra money. It's business. That's what they're trying to do. They're in the business of making money too. So you have to figure that out and look at the location. Where the location you're at. Because if you're in a location that's like, say, Florida, you're bidding 80 to 90 cents. You're not gonna get it because they very rarely have loads that high, and it's far and few between because they want to partial everything. So let's look at it from another way. So first, like I said, find out how much your broker, your dispatcher, is charging. If they're taking their percentage out of what you get, that's one thing. And if they're not adding on their own percentage. The second thing, and we've talked about it before, and I hate this part of the conversation because I don't think it should work like that, but I don't know what every broker goes through. So a lot of brokers, and they put it in the comments. They don't even care. They'll put English speaking in the comments. Like some brokers, they hear a foreign accent and they just won't even work with you. I don't agree with it 100%, but hey, when I say I don't agree with it, I just don't agree with it, period. Like everybody out here trying to eat, as long as you ain't trying to screw nobody over, and as long as you're doing good business, I believe everybody should have an opportunity to eat. Now, if you're screwing somebody over, I don't care what your nationality is. You shouldn't eat with us. Go find another plate to eat off of. But no, that could be a thing. It's all types of things, and you never know. That dispatch company you got, look into them. Like maybe they don't have good it's so many ways this can go. But when you're saying 80, 90 cents per mile, this is why I say all the time, the part about when you get your MC, also get the DAT board or whatever board you want to use. Because even though the dispatcher and you're letting your MC mature and the dispatcher's looking and looking and looking, you can also be looking and you can be making phone calls and building relationships. Even though you're not getting the load, you'll be so surprised how many people that just because of the conversation we had in the process of them looking up the information, where they literally said, I got your number and I'm writing you down because I would like to work with you. And I've received phone calls back too. It's just sometimes I don't be in the location, but like I told you, that load I did from Dallas that went to Louisiana, that ended up being like $800 something or something like that. That was a callback because the broker liked. I had worked with the broker before, good rapport, and then when I called, the line was busy. I left the voicemail. We talked about it in the video, and he checked the voicemail, and he heard my voice, and he said, "As soon as I heard your voice, I took the load off the load board and called you back because I knew I wanted to work with you." So again, even though you have dispatchers, make sure you get that information. If you're trying to go that route, get your MC, get a load board so you can start making phone calls and emails on your own, because I promise you, as you build it, it won't be 100% guarantee they're all going to call you back, but you're going to get the onesie twosies that want to work with you. That's why the guy from TQL, that he gave me the highway pilot nickname. Like, I'm telling you, like, just start doing it. And that was at the very beginning. So I say that because at the very beginning, when we didn't have no MC, nothing, he was like, "Hey, whenever you get it, send it to me and I'm going to push you through." Out the gate. Same way with the other dude. He was with DNL Transport. I'm going to push you through. I got you. I'm telling you, it works out. Like Terry said, carries the way going when you're just starting out. I promise you, like, it's no other way around it. Unless you just want to unless you bought something and you don't want to make money out the gate, like, take time. But everything takes time. Rich said, "Does anybody have air ride?" Add air ride or have it. Y'all, I haven't done nothing to the van. It came how it is. So fam, if y'all know it did something, holler at Rich. He needs to know something. Like Ned said, when I was just talking about the boats and stuff with the pickup truck, travel trailers, all do the same thing. Like, you can find a niche in this industry with your truck. So no, you're good. Just remember, even though you got the LLC and the EIN and all that, to do that type of stuff, you still need an MC, because you're going to be doing business that crosses state lines and all that stuff. They're trying to get you hemmed up. Yep, Andrea said it. It's very important to develop relationships in this business, built on trust. That, I'm telling you, some things are just old school. They still old school with that. They want the built on trust. They want to hear you talk the business. Like, that's why we talk about so many acronyms, so you'll know what they are when they talk. It's like being a doctor. Like, we've been in a doctor's office. When they start running off all those, give me 10 cc's and this and that stat, we'd be looking like, well, I hope they get taken care of. That's why we not nurses and doctors. We wouldn't know what they was talking about. But over here, when they talk, oh, we need the BOL, POD, COI, when we start, we know those things because that's the business we're in. So you got to know the business. Don't, Jamar, just keep working. So this is Jamar. Jamar, you at the right place, fam. Just keep working. We got your back over here. Like, they telling you to use selectors, but starting out, it's the same thing. They're gonna want the same similar requirements for the most part. The brokers are the brokers. So it's a time game. Like, you can't do some brokers, like I said, like TQL, you only got to be active one day. But then there's brokers that want 3 months. There's brokers that want 6 months. But the ultimate, most of them want a year. There's nothing you can do about it to get around it. It's their business. It's how they run it. Like, they want to know that you're good and learn the business. No matter how much you probably already know, they want to make sure you're good and know the business. So just, if you go get selectors, it's going to look like and feel like the same thing. You might get a load or two, but for the most part, like I said in the beginning, they just put the same loads across all the boards, except ones here and there. Selectors is geared a lot towards cargo vans and box trucks, believe it or not. But it's basically the same thing. They're gonna want you to have that time. It's just how you look at it. It's time, man. So that's why I tell people, like, starting out with size carriers and all that, when you're looking at that load board, you're gonna most likely want to stay local as much as possible. Because I would hate for you to pick up a load and get 1,000 miles away and now you're stuck and can't get back, and you're relying on dispatchers and people that you can't use your own MC. So yeah, I promise you, just the beginning part. If you ask most people, that first 6 months, rough. That's why I tell people, we talked about it last time. When you're coming in this business, you need to have that reserve money already saved up, because especially in the first 6 months, it's going to be rough because you're depending on so many other people and you can't do it on your own. Where you can, it's just going to be far and few between. It won't be able to, like, keep running. Man, CJ, I appreciate you, man. Hey, speaking of CJ, you didn't never give me your cash app. You won the thing, bro. I don't know why you ain't say. Only one person, I told y'all before, only one person sent me their cash app that was out of the 4 people that won the game. Now, that person told me to pay it forward. Now, the other 3, I told you, I'm giving y'all a couple days. Y'all better go to that video and send me y'all cash app so y'all can get that lunch on me. Or I'm just going to end up paying it for all 4 of y'all. Somebody else go win. We already paid one for it, but I'm not counting that one. That was just me being me. But, yeah. So, Jamar, they saying look in the dispatcher. Make sure you get a dispatcher. I don't know. I think you already said you got one. Brother Neil say you need a list of trucking acronyms. I was supposed to write that down for y'all. I got it on my to-do list too. I'm sorry. I'm just slacking. I ain't even. I ain't even did it. I'm sorry. I need to write that down. Jamar. So Jamar, don't. So Jamar just drove back from Massachusetts, South Carolina, because you couldn't get a load. That was the last video, man. Knowing to cut your losses. Don't feel bad. We all did it. Like I just drove from Florida back to Houston. Another fam hit us up and let me know that he drove from Denver back to Houston. That's the sweet part about the cargo van game. We might not be able to get his loads as big and as frequently, like say a box truck or 18-wheeler, but what it takes for us to move around, we can. Because think about it, driving like 800 miles, you can get home depending on where you're at in the region, like Midwest and all that, because the price of gas, we can get home for like $100. So it's know when to cut your losses. Don't keep paying for something you ain't got to. But this is funny. Andrea talking about her name is CJ Hall now. Don't worry, Andrea. We're going to have more and more opportunities because I love playing games. I love having fun with the fam, and we love blessing each other over here. So we're going to have a whole bunch of opportunities. So, yeah. Andrew Green said, BG, I didn't forget you might use it for hey, I didn't even think about that. You smart. What they say in hell, you kind, you smart, you smart. I ain't even mad at you, Andrew. You want fair and square, fam. You want fair and square. So yeah, just let me know if that's what you want to do. I got you. And see, y'all go sleep. Jink talking about I take theirs. Dirty South. My van is my home. I ain't even mad at you, fam. I tell people all the time, and boy, I wish I'm gonna find a way because I would like to reach the younger people as well. Because I promise you, if I was, and it ain't even got to be a van. It can be a CDL. It can be a box truck. If I was starting out, depending on what my background was, I would jump in this business because you don't have to go home. Your home could be your vehicle. Just make sure on the weekends, every now and then, go get a hotel room. You get to see the United States. You get to go stay in different places, meet different people, eat different food. You told me, like I told you, my family been in this a while, but I was on the path for basketball. So that was something totally different. But yeah, outside of that and going to the military, like if I would want to do all that, I would probably be in this game and would have started early and had multiple vehicles now. Like, once you figure it out and start understanding it, it ain't that hard. It's amazing. And it provides for you and your family. Hey, Jamar, I just said it. And they're telling you, hustle locally until your authority age. That's all. It's a time game. It ain't nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. Let's see. I think that's all. I think I caught them all. Look at that. I not got all of us all outside our bedtime. Knowing we supposed to be asleep up here chit-chatting like we ain't got to go get bags tomorrow. But now, fam, that's all I got. I see that's all. Y'all not slowing down, but yeah. Boy, once again, we had an amazing time. This is why I like talking to y'all every Sunday. And this is why when I get off and be looking forward to next week so we can chop it up again. Because I'm going to miss y'all. But hey, I want y'all to get some rest because I got to get some rest. Because you know your boy already. I ain't going too far this week. Got another fam that's retiring from the military. Boy, I'm telling you, we retiring left and right. So I ain't going to get into too much. I'm getting into something. But I ain't going to get into too much because I got to be down there for my boy. Him and his family did amazing things to help me and my wife out. So, yeah. I'm not gonna get too far out of pocket. You know me, I get out of pocket in a minute, be thousands of miles from the house. But now I'm gonna stay probably local or regional this week, so that can come back to the house and nothing shake. But yeah, I gotta go get it though. So yeah, don't worry, fam. When I find out where I'm going, I'm gonna let you know because I got to go get a bag. If y'all already got your Friday drop off Monday load, I'm already happy for you. Especially y'all that's driving in this weather. Y'all stay safe out there for me. Stay safe for your boy so we can still keep talking and chit-chatting. I don't care about the load. I don't care about all that. I care more about you. So stay safe out there. But everybody else, if you got to get your bag, if you already got your bag for pickup in the morning, you should have been sleeping. You should have been going to bed. But nah, the rest of us, it's time for us to go to bed because some of us got to go get the bag in the morning. But man, fam, it was great as always. It's all fun and games. I love this. But I want y'all to go get some rest, man. I want y'all to go get the bags. Keep getting the bags. We're going to talk all through the week because it ain't even going to be to the next live. It's going to be to the next video because we're going to find a bag somewhere. But as always, fam, I want you to get some rest. And until the next video, y'all stay blessed.